Rodgers. The Aaron Rodgers effect is real. Last season, he threw for 26 touchdowns, 12 picks, 3,600 passing yards, almost 3,700 passing yards. This is a picture of his latest physique update. He's in training right now. Aaron Rodgers looks like he's ready to play. He looks focused. Physically, he looks fit. I am, not shocked. Honestly, I don't have Aaron Rodgers winning a Super Bowl, but I do have him making a deep run in the playoffs. I'm looking at their schedule. Aaron Rodgers, we all know, is a bad man. Aaron Rodgers is the top 2, if not top 3 quarterback every single year. There's only a couple names you can throw ahead of Aaron Rodgers. Tom Brady's retired, so that's one. And then Patrick Mahomes. Aaron Rodgers, is at least in the top 2, if not top 3, when it comes to quarterbacks. Hey, what's up? Welcome back, CVMK family, to another episode of the CVMK show, because it is what it is. You know it is, your host, Cody Kelly, aka Mr. CVMK33 himself. Connect with me. Look, we're going to get into covering the Dwight Howard versus Nikola Jokic drama. Dwight says that in his prime, he was better than the Joker. So we're going to break it down stat by stat and actually evaluate if there's some truth to this matter. Because here, or is it right here is where it goes down. But just a quick word from our sponsors.
There's a hero in all of us, waiting to be unleashed. All it takes is just that one last push. Activate the hero within with CVMK Global Supplements. All natural, steroid-free, designed to enhance performance, build muscle, and increase energy. You are unstoppable. You can do this. Become your own hero at www.cvmkglobal.store.
www.cvmkglobal.store. Best proteins, creatines, BCAAs. Get all your sports supplement needs at www.cvmkglobal.store. I want to play this video and get a reaction to it. So, let's go here.
Is Dwight Howard better than prime Nikola Jokic?
Stay off the weed. Dwight Howard. I'm not accusing him of using weed, although it's legal in many states in this day and age. I'm simply using that metaphorically to make my point. Dwight Howard, stop, bro. And you're talking to a Dwight Howard fan. Mm-hmm. Dwight Howard, 3-time Defensive Player of the Year, was definitely 5-time All-Defensive Team, champion in 2020, 2-time NBA blocks champion, okay, 5-time rebounding champion. No shade on Dwight Howard in terms of how legitimate of a bona fide player and star that he was, okay? But that was defensively, with blocking shots and rebounding. To say that you couldn't shine Jokic's shoes as an offensive player would be an insult to Jokic. It's worse than that. You weren't in his class. You had no post game, okay? You had a jump hook. You were very limited. You had no other moves, okay? You couldn't shoot the basketball. You rebounded, you dunked. You had a spin move. You got behind the defense.
So that's a lot to unpack. I do agree that there are some definite deficiencies within Dwight's game. Dwight was probably more known for his defense versus his offense. Jokic can shoot the mid-range. He can shoot the long ball. He can shoot consistent three. He's a good free throw shooter. So offensively, they're two different players, right? Obviously, Joker isn't jumping out the gym, didn't have a 40-inch vertical, will never win a dunk contest. But to say that he's better, I think it's just different. When Dwight came into the league, you had a more physical game. You had to be a big man, not a three-point shooting big man. Pick and pop was seen as a sign of weakness. It was pick and dunk. And I just think Dwight designed his game and his style and his play for really that era, right? Versus Joker, who has, is more built for this type of era. So I want to get into it, and I really want to break it down on what I'm calling the Dwight versus Joker, right? And we're going to really look at their resumes, because resumes matter, right? Your impact matter. We're going to assess who was better in their prime. So we look at Dwight's resume, 8-time NBA All-Star, 2-block champion, or 2 times block regular season champion, 8-time All-NBA, 5-time All-Defensive NBA, 5-time rebounding champ, tied for rebounding champ, 2020 NBA champ, 2004-2005 Rookie of the Year, and 3-time Defensive Player of the Year. His career stats: 16 points, 12 rebounds, 1 assist, with a PER of 21.3. Dwight should still be in the NBA. I think what happened, 2 things happened. First, Dwight was considered non-compliant as far as not disrupting or not being at practice, but not taking the game seriously. I think unfairly so, a negative connotation was placed around his brand, right? I think people viewed him as kind of like this aloof, and he really wasn't. He was just somebody that really enjoyed the game and really took things at a lighthearted pace. And he came at a time where you had the Kobe's of the world, where everything was, win now, right? And Dwight was considered the lighter alternative. So you have that going against him. And then secondly, the game evolved. The game really went to a shooters league, a league comprised around 3-point shooters, around marksmen, around 3-and-D. It became less athletic. No longer was winning the dunk contest an achievement. It was actually might have been a smear on your record versus an actual highlight. So the game shifted from his style of play, from his physique. When he added the muscle, it really came at a detriment. He had to lose the muscle to become more fluid out there. So you can't blame Dwight for being a 1980s player, a 1990s player in this new millennia, right? That doesn't mean his game was deficient. I think if you put Dwight at his peak, at his prime in Orlando versus Nikola doesn't score. I mean, Dwight was that impactful defensively. But you also have to look at the resume. He led a team to the NBA Finals. They lost to the Lakers. He won with the Lakers. He won a championship in 2020 in the bubble with LeBron and AD. But it wasn't Dwight's team. And you can't say Dwight was a vehement force or a leader or leading in that team chemistry and unit and ecosystem. So you kind of look at Dwight as this advanced role player, unfairly so, instead of someone who really at a time was the face of the NBA, was a face, not the face, but a face of the NBA, somebody who really the organization built their identity around. And I think because of injury, on being unfairly labeled, and just because the game shifted, we didn't get the full package and the full experience of Dwight Howard. If you go back and you adjust the rules and you allow for a more physical play, the real question is, how much more impactful could Dwight be? Would Joker be as impactful? So we look at the Joker's resume: 5-time All-Star, 5-time All-NBA player, 2-time MVP, 2023 Finals MVP, 2023 NBA champ, 2015, 2016 All-Rookie team, 2022-23 Western Conference Final MVP. Joker has numbers. I think he's averaged over 25 points his whole career. He is definitely a force worth recognizing. And with this force, there's a lot to say here. I mean, Nikola is somebody, and you can't overlook him. You can't look down upon him. Nikola can flat out hoop, and he's doing it in an era where it's becoming at ease because the physicality isn't there. He doesn't have to be worn down. He's not going to get banged around every night. He can literally play to the full extent of his game, and he's that much more potent because he has all the skills that allow for this level of fluidity and this level of impact. The question is, does the NBA want to go back to a more aggressive style of play, a more athletic dominant style of play? Can you truly appreciate the stats if the stats aren't time tested, if they're placed in no situation that would actually add credence to it? And if the NBA decided to go to a more aggressive style of play, these numbers would have much more meaning. Right now, we're kind of what I was saying, the baseball and the steroid era of the NBA. You know, things are a bit more loose. They're not as powerful. Players now can, carry and travel and do side step backs and double step backs. And it's a much more open game, much more spreaded offense. So that, it isn't solely upon the excessiveness of athleticism. It is truly built upon the need for skill, for shooting and ball handling and dribbling. And to its aid, it has opened up the game. To its detriment, it has turned off some. But I think there was more to gain than there was to lose. And I understand from a business decision why those decisions were made. But in either case, Nikola can still hoop. The Joker is still the Joker. And I would say in his prime, even in a head-to-head matchup, clanging and banging, it would be interesting. It really would be if you could take it back to 2001, and and even though Dwight wasn't even in the league, but I mean, in Dwight's prime, Nikola versus Dwight, it would be a very, very interesting play. Offensively, we're going to give the advantage to Nikola because he just has a lot in his bag. But defensively, Dwight Howard wins the battle every day and twice on Sunday. Aaron Rodgers, the Aaron Rodgers effect is real. Last season, he threw for 26 touchdowns, 12 picks, 3,600 passing yards, almost 3,700 passing yards. This is a picture of his latest physique update. He's in training right now. Aaron Rodgers looks like he's ready to play. He looks focused. Physically, he looks fit. I am not shocked. Honestly, I don't have Aaron Rodgers winning a Super Bowl, but I do have him making a deep run in the playoffs. I'm looking at their schedule. Aaron Rodgers, we all know, is a bad man. Aaron Rodgers is the top 2, if not top 3 quarterback every single year. There's only a couple names you can throw ahead of Aaron Rodgers. Tom Brady's retired, so that's one. And then Patrick Mahomes. Aaron Rodgers is at least in the top 2, if not top 3, when it comes to quarterbacks in the league. Even over Joe Burrow, I would still pick Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers really is that guy. When you look at the schedule, and this is where it gets interesting. First game, I got it here. August 3rd versus Cleveland Browns, Deshaun Watson, 7 p.m. game. I'm taking the Jets. Second game versus the Panthers. I'm taking the Jets. Third game, it will be a home game at Jets versus Buccaneers. Taking the Jets. Brady's retired. Fourth game at the Giants. I'm taking the Jets. The fifth game is at the Bills. So we're talking about Josh Allen. I'll take the Bills. So they could arguably be 4-1 by week 5. Time we get to week 6. Chargers taking the Jets. Raiders 7 taking the Jets. Oh, I'm sorry. No. Week 6 would be, Bills again. So they'll back to back. So they could be 4-2. They could lose one at home or both will be at home. 11. So I'm sorry. Week 4-1 with the Jets. The next week, Cowboys. That's a toss up. I'm going to take Dak Prescott on this, and I'm being lenient. Dak Prescott week 5. Fine. Let's say Dak Prescott wins, and now they're 4-2 at week 6. Week 7, Patriots win Jets. Week 8, the Chiefs. I'm taking the Chiefs. So that's 3 losses, 5 wins, right? Broncos against Russell. Depends on how Russell performs. I'm going to take the Jets. That's 6. 6-3. Then the Eagles. That's a loss. 7-4. Then the Giants, October 29th. So that's 8-4. Then against the Chargers, 9-4. Then against the Raiders, 10-4. Bills, it would be 10-5. Dolphins, I'm taking them over Kyle Murray. Let's go to 11-6. Falcons, 12-6. Texans, 13-6. Dolphins, I'm gonna give the Dolphins advantage because they'll be further in the season and they've already clinched the playoffs and they'll be home with the Dolphins. 13-4, and then the Commanders will win, and then the Patriots. So overall, I have them making the playoffs. They're gonna go deep into the playoffs. I just don't think Super Bowl right now. I just can't give them that. They need to get another pick, another person that's gonna really push them over that horizon. Right now, all eyes are on Aaron, and Aaron's gonna win. Aaron's gonna do what Aaron does, but is he going to shatter? Is he going to win a Super Bowl? Is he going to bring one to the Jets post Joe Namath? Not this year, maybe next year, but they are going for it. And it will be an interesting season. But the Jets will make the playoffs, but Super Bowl, they will not. All right. We'll be back after a word from our sponsor. Hey, what's up? It's CVMK33. Look, I want you to subscribe, hit the notification bell, subscribe here, everywhere so you can get the latest and greatest of this podcast content. Stay tuned. All right, so look, Prime Dwight versus Nikola. Good barbershop talk. Dwight should still be in the NBA. Dwight Howard is a forgotten hero and a forgotten superstar. Dwight Howard made being big again, right? Nikola is it's his time. I'm going to give the advantage to Nikola only because the rules are different. The game is different. The expectations are different. Nikola can shoot free throws. I mean, there's things that Dwight fundamentally was not good at. Nikola's really weakness is he's not athletic. You can say, well, he just can't jump high, and he's not slow, but he's just not the fastest person. You can't jump high. But really, outside of that, there's nothing you can say that's a weakness. I've never seen Dwight cross anybody up. His passing was not as great as Nikola's. Court vision, team reads. It's just Nikola can hoop, so I'm going to give the advantage to Nikola. When it comes to Aaron Rodgers, great quarterbacks are great for a reason. As I drink this coffee. When you're great, you proved it. And yes, he only has 1 Super Bowl ring. But we all know Aaron Rodgers is a bad man. And when Aaron wants to play, there's very little you can do. I've seen Aaron destroy a whole football team on one leg, i.e. the Chicago Bears. Aaron Rodgers just needs motivation. When his head is in the game and he's locked in and he's fully motivated, it's hard to beat him. Now, I don't think he will dethrone Patty. I think it's Patrick Mahomes' time. But it's going to be a definitely interesting NFL season. We'll be back for our final word.
I literally just tried the best pre-workout on the planet. With Superpower pre-workout, you have increased focus and a power boost every single time you work out. It's not only packed with 225 milligrams of caffeine, but it also has citrulline and creatine. It's insane how much energy and focus I had during my workouts. If you're ready to take your workouts to the next level, then ditch your current pre-workout and get the Superpower pre-workout to be your own hero.
All right, y'all, www.cvmkglobal.store. Get your protein, your pre-workouts, Warrior Thirst, and Transform. And get the BCAA Saucy and the Creatine Super Thick. Connect with me, YouTube, CVMK, Instagram at CVMK33. It is what it is _show. Look, I am super excited that the NFL is coming back. Now that the NBA season is gone and is done, we have some explaining to do. We have to wrap up the free agency. Is Damian Lillard really going to the Miami Heat? Is this a media stunt? It seems a bit marketable. But is it really good? Is it really good for the league? Is it good for entertainment? I don't think Damian owes the Portland Trailblazers anything, and I don't think the Portland Trailblazers owe Damian Lillard anything. I think the relationship has run its course. I think it's time for both parties to do what's best for them. An amicable split. They did not win anything together. No Rookie of the Year, no MVPs, no championship banner, no Western Conference championship banner. It's time to move on. It's time to rebuild. With the draft pick of Scoot Henderson, they found their player to rebuild around. And sometimes it's just time to start over. And right now, Portland is at that time. Is he going to Miami? That's where he wants to go. That's where his agent said he wants to be, above all else, that other teams shouldn't even acquire. But at the end of the day, he's still under contract, and the organization needs to do what's best for the organization. And Damian Lillard needs to do what's best for Damian Lillard. This has been another episode of It Is What It Is, better known as the CVMK Show. And until next time, guys. Thanks.